Hey guys. All right. This is Melissa Harris Perry on MSNBC. I listen to their conversations because they're really heavily into the gun control debate. They really want to push gun control. And I've always said their plan is not just to control the guns or limit the munitions. Their plan is to take the guns completely away. They and many others, the people that support them and their goals, along with Obama and all his cronies, say they have no intention to take away the guns, even though they would like to register all the guns so that we know where they all are, which is the first step every government does. And then they want to get rid of the guns that don't match what they think is something that people should have, standard hunting rifles and the such. My point's always been that their plan is to eventually take all the guns away, and they say no. So I always look for these little clips, and this is one where I believe it shows that their true intention.
If the assailants had not had a gun, the victims could not have been shot.
All right, she said that after listing off all of the different shootings that have happened in the recent past, including Trayvon Martin's case, because she didn't want to tie Trayvon Martin's case to all these mass shootings and all these guns, but she wanted to, because the day that they made this clip was the anniversary of Trayvon Martin's death. So they wanted to tie them all together with the other shootings and tie them together with guns. So she said basically all these shootings, including the Trayvon Martin case, all had one thing in common. No, it wasn't that, Trayvon Martin's case was just one gunman, one gun, one person getting shot instead of multiple shootings. But what ties them all together? I'll tell you what ties them all together. The fact that if the one guy didn't have a gun, if no one had guns, if everybody was disarmed in America, then there would be none of these shootings. That's what her argument is. Hear it again.
If the assailants had not had a gun, the victims could not have been shot.
So that is her point. If the assailant did not have a gun, that's the one common factor in all those shootings. If the assailant didn't have a gun, there would be no shooting. That's not to say that no one would have died. Of course, they could have used a bomb and blown up schools, or they could have used knives and cut people up, maybe even a sword. I mean, who's going to stop a guy in a school with a sword? Who's in the school? If there's no guns allowed in the school, who's going to stop the guy that's swinging a sword around and whacking all the little kids' heads off? Who's going to stop that? That's why the gun-free school zones, the most ridiculous idea ever. Whoever came up with such a thing? If anything, you would say people visiting the school are not allowed to have guns, but there are going to be armed guards. But my main point is this shows the real true intent of these people. Their real intent is to confiscate the guns. That the only way to resolve all these issues, and this is what she was saying, get rid of the guns, and you won't have these assailants with guns shooting people. Not that they won't use billy clubs or baseball bats or hammers or sickles or who knows what. Not that we won't have gruesome killings with axe murderers or whatever. No, we're not suggesting that that's going to go away. Just saying that the people that would have killed you with a gun will now find another object to do their dirty work with. If we could get every gun off the earth and cut off the fingers of anyone who makes a gun and get rid of guns and all bullets and make guns really go away, even if you could do that, even if it really could happen, all the other instruments out there to kill people are still available. But you can't make that logical argument to these people because it doesn't matter. If you make the argument that knives will kill, they will want to take away the knives. If you say, well, then they'll use baseball bats. Well, they'll lock up the baseball bats. These people aren't interested in freedom, and they're willing to take away anything that you have to make themselves feel better. And 9 out of 10 times in the recent past, they've used children for their backdrop. This is their MO. This is what they do. Hold the children out in front of you and say, look, you need to give up your rights for these children. And if you don't, you're a bad, bad person. If you're not willing to give up all your rights, not just your rights, but your children's rights, your grandchildren's rights. When we hold on to our rights, we're not just holding on to them for us. This is for our great, 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 great grandchildren. This doesn't end with us. Anyhow, the point is they're trying to get the guns. They say they're not. They say this is all about common sense, gun safety. This is their new tone, their new words. If you let them define the words, they're going to win. We know what it is. This is gun confiscation. They want to take away our guns. They want to make us weaker so that when the time comes, whatever government, and let's face it, there are certain people in this debate that like the government a lot more than they do the people. They prefer the government over the people. So those people are a danger to our security. They are a real threat, and that's why I say it's real important that we teach our children properly so that they're not fooled by these people, because most of them have power over large media outlets. These people that are on like MSNBC, it's just a big, seriously, a propaganda arm of the government. At least that's the way it appears now. One time they were anti-government, it appeared, because they didn't like George Bush. But they really like Obama, and they're his cheerleader. They agree with everything. In fact, his entire platform, everything that he says, I would like to see anything that they disagree with. I know they say that they disagree with the drones, but boy, the way they were with George Bush, when he had just a couple drones, that you'd have thought that he was the devil with the drone. But here's Obama. He's just bombing people left and right. No problem. He's a good guy with a bomb. No, they don't want to take away our guns. No, not at all.
Assailants had not had a gun, the victims could not have been shot.
Isn't she smart? If they didn't have a gun, no one would have been shot. Golly, she just figured it out, guys. All right, good talking to you. Bye.